Previously on Freedmont.
Were you aware that this school was made possible through a cooperative of businesses and organizations?
Well, I talked to her and she said there was nothing I could do. But I had her call my dad and in 24 hours I was here.
But if we can just quickly find the person responsible.
Oh, we'll find the person responsible, all right. And when we do, they will be dealt with harshly. I'm thinking expulsion's what I'm thinking.
Situation.
That one situation got you kicked out of school because the girl went crazy and put herself in the emergency room.
I voluntarily left.
After you got your butt kicked out.
Our biggest potential problem now knows where he stands. What I'm going to do next is going to take care of the rest of them.
Miss Stanford has requested the pleasure of your company in the front office.
Are you sure this is the best way to handle this situation?
We know that you did it. We saw the security footage. You wanted to get caught, didn't you? But every time you've gotten yourself in trouble, your father's bailed you out, hasn't he?
Just talk to my dad. I'm sure you and him can work something out for this situation.
That won't be necessary. I want you off these premises immediately.
You can't do this.
I can. And I'm doing it.
Alright, today we're going to take a pretest. I know, but pretests are very important, especially for a situation like this, so that I can see what materials are needed and what level you're at. Okay, now don't stress too much because this is just a pretest. There are 50 questions and they're all over the place as far as difficulty, so you may get frustrated, but that's okay. It's designed to show your skill level and where you're at.
For one to truly appreciate music and culture, one sometimes has to participate in music and culture.
Does that mean you want us to sing?
One to participate in music and culture doesn't necessarily mean singing. Painting, sculpting, dancing, and playing an instrument are all acceptable ways.
What about playing Runes of the Dragon?
I don't believe I'm familiar with that.
It's Runes of the Dragon, and it's the biggest online MMORPG.
So you mean a video game?
Yes, Mrs. Nelson, a computer game for nerds.
Oh, so a game like Warfare Shootout isn't for nerds.
Of course not, that game takes skill.
Are you implying that Runes of the Dragon doesn't take skill?
Really, boys, we're going to argue over which video game requires the most skill.
Exactly that. I mean, whatever game you boys are playing, you're sitting in your room, playing with controllers, when you could be out with your friends, or even a girl.
I didn't expect such an intense debate about the place of video games in our societal norm and culture.
So, that does mean playing video games is participating in cultural appreciation.
Shakespeare is more than just a dead white guy that wrote about love. No, Shakespeare was a commentator of his own time. He was constantly pointing out the hypocrisies of society and tweaking the traditional stories of old. Now, Allie, what is your favorite Shakespeare play?
I guess it would be Romeo and Juliet.
A very appropriate response from the teenage girl.
It's a classic love story. Every girl wants a guy to love her as much as Romeo.
If you have a guy creeping on you while you're getting ready for bed, that's not love and romance. That's stalking and a restraining order.
But he wanted to see her and couldn't wait till the next moment to come. Yeah, it's a little creepy, but it's also romantic.
Oh, So you mean the same guy that spent the majority of Act 1 pining over a girl named Rosalind?
But then he meets Juliet.
Yeah, a girl that lets him make out with her as soon as they meet. What boy wouldn't like that?
Ah, well, now therein lies the key concept. Shakespeare is simply pointing out the fruitless nature of teenage love. Things haven't changed much since those days, have they? Joel, what is your favorite Shakespeare play?
Othello.
Wasn't what I was expecting, but it is one of Shakespeare's most interesting plays.
Yeah. The idea of Iago can be so manipulative and the audience knows what he's doing to everybody, but they're waiting for him to get caught.
But even when he does get caught, he doesn't get the punishment the audience thinks he deserves. Sorry for the interruption. I'm just out checking on the classes there, Mr. Harper.
Oh, by all means, of course, and you do make a very good point. Iago should die for his crimes given the time, the stories of the times, and he's also considered the spoiler alert, which is the only one that survives.
The Moor is a free and open nature, who believes men honest, who but seem to be, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are.
From one of Iago's key soliloquies, in which he discusses how he plans to use the inherent truth and the nature of men to be able to control Othello and the other characters.
Well, yes, but I think Iago got a bad rap, because in his mind, he was fully justified for everything he did, even though that didn't necessarily agree with everyone around him.
But even though his plan succeeded, he was still looked at as the villain.
Oh, yes, Mr. Lincoln. But everyone loves a good villain.
Pop quiz before we head out.
Pop quiz already?
I did tell you to begin memorizing the periodic table, correct?
I thought that was more of a suggestion.
I knew this was coming. Did I not tell you this was coming?
It's the periodic table. What's so tough about that?
Really?
Class, time is running short, so let's settle down so we can get started. I have so much homework tonight. Stupid cheerleading tryouts are this evening.
Why do you do it if it's so stupid?
Really? Cheerleading looks great as an extracurricular activity. Plus, I look really cute in those outfits.
Yes, you do.
Hey, Beth. I heard you're going to the tryouts, too. Good luck. Oh, you too. Break a leg out there. Girl gets on my nerves.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Crane. That guy is such... Well, he comes off kind of skeevy.
You think? The dude kicks out the son of a multi-millionaire, and all you can come up with is he's skeevy?
He's a hard ass.
I don't know, he came down on Ryan pretty hard. I can kind of respect that.
Some friend you are.
It has nothing to do with being a friend or not. Ryan got in trouble and Crane treated him like anybody else. I'm just saying, you have to kind of respect that.
Okay, we'll remember the respect line for when he drops the hammer on you for something.
I still say the dude's a hard ass. I'm just trying to stay off his radar.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. This Joel kid is all over his radar.
He's not the only one who has him on their radar.
Mr. Franklin, Miss Newton, what can I do for you?
I've come to talk to you about this assignment.
And I came for the same reason.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, that's what we were talking about. They're too good.
Are you saying they cheated?
Possibly.
I don't think so.
Our students turn in good work, and you think that's a problem?
It's too good.
Too good.
I've been teaching for a long time, and I have never seen essays this well written. These are not the types of essays that normal high school students write.
Well, our students aren't normal, Mr. Franklin. We have some of the brightest students in this area.
I've taught bright students before, but we're not talking about a dozen or so bright students. It's nearly every one of them.
I gave the students a pop quiz over the periodic table that I told them to study for 2 days ago. And over half of the students identified more than 75% of the elements correctly.
Maybe they studied?
I've never seen this many students do so well on this quiz. I give this same quiz at the same time as long as I've been teaching.
I can come back if I'm interrupting.
No, this can wait. What is it?
These are the math pretests I gave.
And did they do well?
Very. Some of them. Amazingly, more of them. They answered questions that I've struggled with.
What's going on, Mr. Crane? Something doesn't make sense, and you know it.
Well, as I said, we have some exceptional students.
These aren't some. These are the vast majority.
All right. There is something different about this group, and if you will step inside my office, I'll be glad to share that with you. Tell you a little more about it.